He got me a pair. Well, not a pair, but you know what I'm saying? I got an 8-pack. The other one's in the mouse, as you can see. Citation greetings, good morning, good evening, good night, all up in the way you're looking from. So today we got a new video by Ranger Rick. And this video is called 11 items that vanished from Walmart in the first 6 hours of grid collapse. In parentheses, what veterans grab instead. What a mouthful. So, like a grid collapse for me, you know, like, let's say it's a zombie apocalypse. The COVID thing with the toilet paper. We can say COVID now. It almost got me. Oh, we can say it now. We used to couldn't, but that's a whole nother video. But anyway, let's go see what they're talking about. Let's go.
Is the first thing you grab. It's not even in the top 3. I've worked grid down scenarios from Katrina to overseas deployments, combat medics, infrastructure collapse, the real thing. Here's what I learned. The items that save your life aren't the ones flying off shelves. They're sitting in aisles nobody checks. There's one item in aisle 12 that medics have carried since Vietnam. Nobody in a civilian panic is touching it. 11
bad.
items,
Give me 1 second.
one cart, under 6 hours. While everyone else is brawling over the last case of Dasani, you'll already be walking out the door. Number 1. Bottled water. And yes, it's obvious that's exactly the problem. During Hurricane Harvey, entire pallets cleared shelves in under 90 minutes. 90 minutes. You're not beating that timeline, so don't compete. Here's what you do instead. You buy a WaterBob bathtub bladder, or you grab heavy-duty contractor bags from the hardware aisle. You line your bathtub. You fill it before municipal water pressure drops. That's 60-plus gallons of clean drinking water, secured silently while everyone else is throwing elbows over 24 packs. One device, one bathtub, one full week of water for a family of 4. The people losing their minds in the water aisle don't know this option exists. You do now. Still grab a case if it's there, but your real supply comes from the tap before the pumps fail. Number 2, batteries. Every single person in that store is grabbing the same AA alkaline packs off the end cap. Let them. You're heading to the electronics aisle. You're picking up USB rechargeable lithium cells. Here's the difference that matters. Lithium rechargeables outlast standard alkaline 3 to 1 per cycle, and you recharge them indefinitely. Pair them with a $20 folding solar panel from the same aisle. Now you've got infinite power on a loop. Alkaline is a consumable. You use it once, it's dead and you need more. Lithium rechargeables are an investment, one purchase, endless cycles. While everyone else burns through their supply in 72 hours, you're recharging yours with sunlight. The electronics aisle doesn't get...
That actually makes sense. I even got me a pair. Well, not a pair, but you know what I'm saying? I got an 8-pack. The other one's in the mouse, as you can see.
Raided during a panic. People don't think past the battery display. That's your window. Number 3, canned goods. The soup aisle is a war zone. Tuna's gone, chili's gone. Don't even bother walking down there. Go straight to the international aisle. Grab canned coconut milk. Then hit the baking section. Grab canned butter. Here's why this matters. Calorie density per ounce crushes standard soup and tuna. 1 can of coconut milk delivers over 600 calories. Compare that to a can of chicken noodle sitting at roughly 150. You need fuel, not comfort food. During every documented panic event, these aisles stay fully stocked. Nobody touches them. People reach for what they recognize, not what actually sustains them. Your body doesn't care about brand names. It cares about calories per ounce. The international and baking aisles are your personal untouched warehouse. Number 4, propane and butane canisters, camping aisle. Most people forget about fuel entirely until it's too late. Here's the dependency chain nobody thinks about. No grid means no stove. No stove means no hot water. No hot water means no way to boil and purify water. Fuel is the bottleneck behind every other survival function you're building. A single burner camp stove runs about $25. A 4-pack of butane canisters costs under $10. Together, they give you the ability to cook, sterilize water, and generate heat for days. Without fuel, half the supplies in your cart become useless. You can't eat
Yeah.
raw rice. You can't purify questionable water. You can't sterilize medical instruments. Grab the canisters now. This aisle empties quietly. No crowds, no fights, just informed people who planned ahead. Number 5, first aid and over-the-counter medication. Ibuprofen clears fast. Bandages disappear. Antibiotic ointment is gone within the first hour. You already know this. Here's what you
Yeah.
don't know. Walk to the pet aisle. Grab veterinary-grade triple antibiotic ointment. The same USP grade formula as the name brand in the pharmacy section. Lower price point. Completely overlooked. Nobody checks the pet aisle during a crisis.
That's
Nobody.
smart though.
You're also grabbing the largest bottle of ibuprofen you can find and a full box of butterfly closure strips.
That's smart. Ooh, wee, that's smart. Okay.
Butterfly strips handle lacerations that would otherwise need stitches. No emergency room is taking walk-ins during a grid-down event. You're
No.
your own first responder now. Stock accordingly. The pet aisle is your shadow pharmacy. Same active ingredients, zero competition. Number 6, lighters and matches. Everyone grabs the 4-pack of disposable lighters. Fine. They work until they don't. Fuel runs out, flint
Yeah.
wears down. Get them wet once and you're done. Walk to the camping section instead. Grab a ferrocerium rod. Here's the specification that matters. A
Mm.
ferro rod throws sparks exceeding 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It works soaking wet. It delivers thousands of strikes over its lifetime. One rod outlasts dozens of disposable lighters. You're
There you
not
go.
buying convenience here. You're buying reliability. 3,000-degree sparks don't care about rain, humidity, or wind. Grab the lighters too if they're still on the shelf. But your primary fire source needs to be the rod. It doesn't expire. It doesn't leak. It doesn't break. Now, pay attention to this one. Number 7, feminine hygiene products. This is the
Hmm.
item I mentioned at the top, the one sitting in aisle 12 that combat medics have carried
But you would think they should probably be already gone depending on how early you
since
get there, right?
Vietnam. Tampons, individually wrapped, sterile, engineered to absorb fluid under pressure. Medics have
Ooh,
used them as
okay.
improvised wound packing for decades. You tear the
Okay.
wrapper, insert it directly into a puncture wound, and it expands to fill the cavity and control bleeding. That's
Hmm.
field medicine with a product you can buy for $3 a box. But here's the second layer.
Okay.
In a grid-down scenario, actual hygiene supplies become irreplaceable within days. Barter value goes through the roof. Nobody is panic buying tampons during a crisis. Nobody.
Right.
You're grabbing 4 to 5 boxes.
Oh, okay. All right.
They serve as medical tools, hygiene essentials, and high-value trade goods. 3 functions, 1 aisle, 0 competition. Write that down. Number 8, children's liquid Pedialyte. Everyone's fighting over Gatorade in the sports drink aisle. Let them fight. Pedialyte delivers 2 to 3 times the electrolyte concentration per liter. It was originally formulated for cholera-level dehydration in field hospital settings. This isn't a sports drink. It's a clinical rehydration tool. In a grid-down summer with no air conditioning, dehydration becomes dangerous within 24 hours. It becomes lethal within 48. Heat casualties are one of the
Sheesh.
leading killers in prolonged power outages. Pedialyte sits in the baby aisle, completely ignored during every panic event. Nobody
Okay.
associates it with adult survival needs. That's exactly why it'll still be on the shelf when you get there. Grab every bottle you can carry. The specification gap between Pedialyte and a sports drink is the difference between recovery and collapse.
Mm.
Number 9, Pool Shock, calcium hypochlorite, 1-pound bag, about $5. It purifies up to 10,000 gallons of drinking water at the correct dilution ratio. Let that number land for a second. 10,000
Sheesh.
gallons, 1 bag, $5. You dissolve a small amount in water to create a concentrated stock solution. Then, you add roughly 1 teaspoon of that solution per gallon to purify. Unlike liquid bleach, which degrades within 6 to 12 months on the shelf, granular calcium hypochlorite stores for years when kept sealed. 1 bag replaces hundreds of dollars in filtration equipment. This is the single highest efficiency item on this entire list. Cost per gallon of clean water is essentially zero. It sits in the pool supply section. Nobody is thinking about water purification when they're panicking. You are.
This is actually
Number
good to
10,
know.
heavy duty.
This, I hope y'all taking notes, bro. This is very informational. Uh, I did not know none of this. This is
Contractor
crazy.
trash bags, most underestimated item in any store. 6 mil thickness, one box runs about $15. That gives you dozens of multi-use survival tools at roughly 50 cents each. Here's what's been documented from military deployments and disaster relief. Rain ponchos, water collection funnels, ground insulation layers, improvised shelter walls, blackout curtains for operational
There you go.
security, sanitation liners when plumbing fails, wound wrap vapor barriers. One item, 7 functions. That's the highest utility per dollar ratio you'll find anywhere in the building. During the 2010 Haiti earthquake response, contractor bags were among the most requested improvised supply items in the field. You cannot replicate this versatility with any single piece of specialized gear. One box replaces hundreds of dollars in equipment. Nobody is fighting over trash bags. That's the entire point. Number 11, reading glasses and magnifying lenses. This is your closer. And it might surprise you more than anything else on this list. A magnifying lens focuses sunlight to ignite tinder in 10 to 30 seconds. No fuel, no moving parts, no expiration date, infinite use fire starter for about $1. But here's the bigger picture.
Yes, sir.
Millions of people depend on corrective lenses every single day. You cannot improvise glasses. You cannot craft a prescription lens from scraps. When supply chains collapse, reading glasses become one of the most valuable barter items in existence. A dollar store magnifying glass becomes a strategic asset. It starts fires. It lets you read medication labels, maps, and fine print instructions. It restores capability to anyone over 40 who's lost near vision.
Well, this was very, very, very informational. I hope you all learned something. I know I did. I learned a lot. So with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and what you think down below. And we're gonna be on to the next one. Let's go.